We need to talk about an insanely controversial story making its rounds on the internet, involving a famous social media influencer couple who decided to take a cruise with their infant and toddler. At some point during the cruise, the mom and dad decided to leave their two children alone in their cruise cabin while they went out for a quiet, romantic dinner. There are a lot of details surrounding this story, which we will go over in this video, and there's quite a bit of division on the matter. Some people believe the parents did absolutely nothing wrong, while the vast majority feel they did. Some are even calling for them to be put in jail. As of last night, Matt and Abby have released an official response in an attempt to clear their name. However, many would argue it didn't do much. I'll show you their video response here in a second, but I implore you to stick around because there are a lot of details we still need to go over.
Hey everybody, we usually would not be making a video like this, but there is information circulating about us that is completely untrue. So we just wanted to set the record straight, clear the air, because we take our role as parents extremely seriously. And we love our children more than anything in the entire world. And we're very protective of our kids. So we just got back from a 7-night cruise with Abby's extended family. And this was everyone from Abby's grandma, our children's great grandma, to our 1 and 2-year-old. And so where this whole controversy started, I guess, is a few days ago, Abby posted on her Instagram story that we were at dinner FaceTiming the baby monitors while our children were asleep in their staterooms. And people started to speculate and believe that we had left our children alone in their staterooms. And that is just completely untrue because we had someone with our children at all times on this boat, period.
I can see where my story did lead to misunderstanding, which is why I ended up deleting it several hours after posting it, is because I could see that it was causing concern and misunderstanding. And I do want to say thank you so much to those of you that were concerned about the safety and well-being of our children as their parents. That is our first and foremost main concern. But to know that other people share those same concerns for our precious boys, it really means a lot. So thank you. But I do want to clarify that we have not, would not, will not ever leave our children unattended. We would never ever want to put them in harm's way in any way. I do want to clear up the baby monitor situation. Our children sleep in these blackout tents every single night, whether or not we're traveling or if we're just home. And a feature of these tents is they have a spot for a sound machine and a spot for a monitor. And even if we are sleeping in the exact same room as our boys, we always turn their monitor on so we can watch and see what's happening inside the tent, make sure they're okay, see if they've fallen asleep or if they've woken up. We just love to have eyes on them. We're always concerned about them. And so that's why even when we would, tag team and take turns at family dinner, we would turn on FaceTime so we could also have eyes on them as their parents if we weren't the ones, attending them in that moment.
And we're so thankful to them, you guys, because we spent a lot of our time on this boat in our staterooms manning the baby monitors. And if it wasn't for Abby's extended family, we really would have not gotten a chance to really get out of the room. So thank you to them. Thank you to you guys for listening to what we had to say. It really means a lot to us. And we appreciate you listening to the very end.
Thank you.
Now, before we break down this response, which in my opinion raises more questions than it answers, I was looking around the internet to see what people were saying. A lot of people have been divided. The majority seem to believe Matt and Abby are in the wrong here. However, those who support them argue that there's nothing wrong with them taking a break, saying there are staff on board to watch the kids. Let me be clear. The cruise line is not your babysitter. If they wanted a babysitter or someone to watch the kids, that could have and should have been arranged. Yes, there are onboard nurseries and kids clubs to look after your kids, but their kids didn't like it there. In their response video, Matt and Abby took a very simple, relatable approach. Despite being millionaires, they presented themselves as one of us. At the start of the video, Matt casually walks away from the camera for dramatic effect, and throughout, the tone is low-key, empathetic, and apologetic. They explained that their kids were never alone and that they were cruising with extended family. It would have been easy for them to clear this up completely by providing some kind of receipts, like photos showing the kids were indeed being looked after. During the video, Abby explains that she used FaceTime on her phone to watch the baby monitor, which would supposedly ensure they could always see the kids. However, she didn't seem very confident in her words, often looking to Matt for validation. This hesitation has led some to speculate about the authenticity of their statement. Of course, I'm not saying that Matt and Abby are lying or that they are bad parents. Mistakes happen. However, the way they've handled this situation feels a bit suspicious. They could easily afford to hire a nanny if they wanted some alone time, but that wouldn't fit the narrative they wanted to portray. They want to show their audience that they're doing it all. If you're on a cruise ship with thousands of strangers, you cannot assume that everything will go according to plan. Ultimately, this is real life. And while cruising is fun, it's still important to be cautious, especially when it comes to your kids. Thanks for watching. Let me know your opinions in the comments, and take it easy.